Welcome to your last day of working for Royal Cinemas. At the box office, comparing similar fractions, day 4. First, you will need a piece of paper to answer the following questions. You should use the greater than, less than, or equal to symbols to compare each of the fractions below. Assume that each of the whole is the same size, and if you need to, think of it in terms of pizza. Pause this video to give yourself time to complete the answers. Please check your answers with the responses below. If any of your work does not match, try to use fraction circles from the ConnectEd online toolkit to help assist you and make sense of the problems. Here is today's video. As a reminder, you should be thinking about what details or information are important or interesting while you're watching. Today's objective will continue to be to compare the fractions and create a visual representation. So while you're listening, think about how you could represent these fractions using fraction rods or fraction circles.
Royal Cinema's Glory Trilogy poll was such a hit. Avid moviegoers like having their opinions and preferences heard. And even more than that, people like hearing the opinions and preferences of their fellow movie lovers. Your manager thinks that the cinema should announce the top movies more often, letting those who come to the theater know which movies people like and helping them decide which movies to go see. You agree that you'd rather go see a movie that you heard sold out last week than a movie that only filled half of its seats. Over the last 3 weeks, you've calculated the average amount of seats filled for each of the 10 movies that Royal Cinemas is currently showing. Your manager wants you to figure out a way to compare the popularity of the movies and display this information so it is useful for moviegoers. Compare the popularity of Royal Cinema's 10 movies based on the average amount of seats filled in the theater. Determine the 3 most popular movies. Prove your findings by creating a visual fraction model of the movie seats filled for each film. Then create a display poster advertising the top 3 movies.
The first thing you're going to have to do today is compare the average amount of seats filled for each film. Please keep in mind that this should be assumed that each theater is the same size theater. Please use the fractions in this column to compare which are the greater, which are the smaller. The greater the fraction, the more popular that movie was. So, whichever movie title has the largest number of seats filled will be number 1 in the popularity ranking. Whichever theater has the least number of theaters filled will have a number 10 as the popularity ranking. Again, the fraction that is the smallest will have the highest popularity ranking of 10. You'll notice that many of those fractions have denominators of fifths, sevenths, and ninths. Because of the fact that many of the fraction circle pieces on ConnectEd work in even numbers, I am attaching an extra sheet that you can print out, use to cut, color, or whatever else you need to do to help you compare the fractions. Good luck!